In the grand kingdom of Solarié, where golden spires pierced the heavens and emerald valleys stretched as far as the eye could see, there lived a princess named Yasmin. She was the embodiment of beauty and grace, with cascading dark locks, eyes like twilight, and a spirit that danced like the wind. But what truly set her apart was her fierce heart, one that defied convention and sought love not bound by royal decree. For months, Yasmin had been secretly courting a commoner named Elias. He was a young artist with calloused hands and a passion that rivaled the brightest of stars. They met in stolen moments under the willow tree in the palace gardens, where moonlight kissed the earth, or in the village square, disguised by cloaks and the bustle of market crowds. Their love was wild and unyielding, but it was also forbidden. King Alaric, Yasmin's father, had discovered their trysts and declared them unfit. No daughter of his would marry beneath her station. The king's disapproval deepened when an opportunity for alliance arose. King Leopold of the neighboring realm of Lumeria sought to strengthen ties between their kingdoms through marriage. His son, Prince Matheus, was young, accomplished, and undeniably handsome, a man any kingdom would be proud to call their own. He arrived with an entourage of gilded carriages, banners fluttering in the wind, and gifts as grand as the stories told of him. When Prince Matheus first laid eyes on Princess Yasmin, his breath hitched. She stood in the grand hall, dressed in silken lavender, her beauty more radiant than any jewel he had ever seen. He bowed low, his eyes meeting hers as he rose. In that moment, he was lost. Yasmin, however, was unmoved. Her heart belonged to Elias, and she made it known when Matheus sought her attention during the royal feast. "Your Highness," she said, her voice polite but distant, "though I appreciate your kindness, I must tell you that my heart is not my own to give." Undeterred, Matheus smiled, a smile that was both confident and sincere. "Then I shall do all in my power to earn it, Princess." Yasmin thought him bold, but his words echoed in her mind. As days turned into weeks, Matheus kept his promise. Though Yasmin remained resolute in her love for Elias, Matheus was always near, whether accompanying her on royal hunts or offering thoughtful gestures like a bouquet of wildflowers plucked from the palace grounds. His charm was subtle yet persistent, and his sincerity began to crack the walls around Yasmin's heart. Meanwhile, Elias grew restless. Word of the prince's attentions reached him, and jealousy took root. Their once passionate meetings began to sour, their whispered confessions turning into heated arguments. "Why do you let him linger, Yasmin?" Elias demanded one night beneath the willow tree. "Do you not see he seeks to replace me?" Yasmin sighed, exhaustion in her voice. "Elias, I have no control over his actions. You know my heart belongs to you." "But for how long?" he retorted, his voice sharp. "Soon, you'll forget me, just as your father wishes." The accusation stung, and Yasmin turned away, tears threatening to spill. She loved Elias, but their constant battles wore on her. The love that once felt like freedom now felt like chains. Prince Matheus, ever perceptive, noticed Yasmin's weariness and sought to ease her burden. One afternoon, he invited her to ride horses along the palace outskirts. Despite herself, Yasmin agreed. They rode through fields of wildflowers, the sun warming their backs, and for the first time in weeks, she felt a glimmer of peace. At the edge of a sparkling lake, Matheus set up a picnic with fruits, cheeses, and pastries. As they sat by the water's edge, he spoke of his childhood, his dreams, and the deep respect he held for her spirit. Yasmin found herself laughing at his stories, her defenses slowly crumbling. "Why do you try so hard, Matheus?" she asked, her voice soft. "Because," he said, meeting her gaze, "you are worth every effort, Yasmin. Even if your heart never becomes mine, I want to see you happy." His words lingered long after their ride back to the palace. Elias's jealousy and temper grew unbearable, while Matheus's steadfast kindness became a beacon. Yasmin began to spend more time with Matheus, drawn by his unwavering patience and the lightness he brought to her days. Slowly, her feelings shifted, and the love she thought she'd never feel for anyone but Elias began to bloom for the prince. One fateful night, under the same willow tree where she had once declared her love for Elias, Yasmin met him for the last time. "I can't do this anymore," she said, her voice trembling but firm. "Our love has become a battlefield, Elias. It's not what it once was." His eyes searched hers, desperation mingling with sorrow. "You're leaving me for him." "I'm leaving because we no longer bring out the best in each other," she replied. "I'll always cherish what we had, but it's time to let go." As she walked away, the weight of her decision lifted, replaced by a quiet certainty. Her path now led to Matheus. With her heart free, Yasmin opened herself fully to Matheus's love. They shared more romantic rides, secret moonlit dances in the palace gardens, and quiet conversations that deepened their bond. Matheus proved himself to be not just a suitor, but a partner who valued her mind and spirit as much as her beauty. When Yasmin confessed her love for him, Matheus was overcome with joy. He vowed to spend his life making her happy, a promise he kept as they planned their wedding. The ceremony was a grand affair, held in the palace courtyard under a canopy of roses. Guests from both kingdoms gathered to witness their union, a testament to love that blossomed against all odds. As Yasmin and Matheus exchanged vows, the court erupted in cheers. They sealed their love with a kiss, the start of a lifetime of shared dreams and adventures. Together, they rode into a future as bright and boundless as the stars above, their hearts forever entwined. Thanks for watching.